All right, you guys, this French onion chicken skillet is everything you love about French onion soup, but on chicken. It's juicy, seasoned chicken thighs that are baked to perfection and topped with caramelized onions and melty Gruyere cheese. YouTube just reminded me that this was my #1 watched video of all of 2020, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a super in-depth video of how I accomplished this recipe. So we're going to start by chopping up our onions, thinly slicing, then we're going to start the process of caramelizing, which takes about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if you want to do it the fast way or the slow and right way. So we're going to do it somewhere in between. It's going to take us about 30 minutes on medium to medium low heat to caramelize these onions. At the very end, I like to hit it with a little bit of garlic just for an extra bite of flavor. Then we're going to set the onions aside and we're going to sear off our chicken thighs. We're using bone-in chicken thighs here, you guys. You want to use it for that flavor. I season them simply just with salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. I basically just seared them skin side down for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then I flipped them over and then removed them from the pan and started to build my sauce. For the sauce, you're going to need some chicken broth, heavy cream, butter, chopped parsley, salt and pepper, and a splash of dry white wine like Pinot Grigio or a dry rosé. This is totally optional. Once you build the sauce, you want to add back in the chicken thighs just like this. I'm using about 4 chicken thighs here. You can go all the way up to 6 or 8, depending on how large your skillet is. The most important part here is to add back in that reserved liquid that is rested on the plate where you put the chicken thighs. So wherever you put the chicken thighs to rest, just pour back in that delicious juice and then add in the caramelized onions right on top of each chicken thigh. A trick here, of course, is you can go ahead and not use bone-in chicken thighs. You can use chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You want to use something with a little bit more flavor, so that's why I opted for bone-in chicken, but the choice is yours. Add your shredded cheese. I suggest Gruyere cheese for this. It's just a really great, sharp, flavorful cheese that will cut through the chicken thighs. Or you can use white cheddar, which is also really lovely. Gonna bake this off in the oven on 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. It depends on how large your chicken thighs are. You can go all the way up to about 18 to 20 minutes. Just watch the cheese. You don't want it to burn. You can cover it a little bit or move it to the lower rack of the oven if you see that it's charring too much. Use a meat thermometer to make sure your chicken has reached 165 degrees internal temperature. That's when you know it's done. I hope you guys will check out this recipe and enjoy.